Alright. When we last left off, we all had just finished killing the main sort of leader of these snake people, the Yanti. You destroyed these two fountains on either end of this temple. This is the very top of this temple, and it looked like it was emanating a poisonous aura or like kind of a gas, and you could sort of tell that this was the source of this power, maybe through just how the altar was positioned, and in fact this was for the rituals that is maybe fueling this darkness. And it looks like it's slowing down since Iraq went and pulled statues and broke them up and sort of destroyed them. And this is where you are.
Time to leave.
Agreed.
I'd like to breathe fresh air again.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
So
all in agreement.
you're just gonna go ahead and leave.
We're just gonna skedoodle skedaddle. Well, I guess.
Well, I guess I'll look around and see if there's anything on the bodies.
Yeah.
I think we did that, didn't we?
Yeah, you already looked on the bodies. Not much of worth of note on the bodies. Most of the other like kind of equipment and things like that was more used by the mouth and stuff of lower caste. The anathema wasn't interested in man-made things, and the priests didn't have anything of note. Some jewelry, things like that. But so y'all managed to make it out of this temple relatively easy. There's a few people that were sleeping that y'all had passed up on a floor below, if I remember correctly, that were Malisons, but you don't wake them. Go ahead.
Real quick, before we get out of here, I found something in one of the rooms that I'd like to take a look at.
Okay.
Oh boy.
The spy notebook of Leafside.
Okay.
I'd like to kind
Just
of
give me a
dive
quick-
into that.
Quick
Yeah.
read.
Mhm.
Alright, roll an investigation check, I guess. I think that's the correct one. Just gonna look through it. See if there's anything of note. How long have you been captured? Probably a couple months now, or is it closer to a year?
I would say, yeah, a few months.
A few months?
Ooh, look at that.
So 19? Okay, cool. Sec. Alright. There are a few minor positions that you notice on here. Mainly the people who deliver the grain. They've infiltrated that area and are sort of sabotaging the food intake and some of the lower level workers in there. And it actually goes pretty far up that list. It seems like a lot of they probably got close to 5 agents in that area, including the assistant to to Tabitha, the Tabitha Ray, not the Tabitha that you
Tabitha,
know?
the assistant.
Yeah,
Oh,
Tabitha the assistant. Yes, her
Oh,
assistant
snap.
is actually a one of the purebloods. They're laying low. Their job is according to these instructions is to sabotage the food intake to force hunters to go out further into the woods. And a few other notable infiltrations are these hunter people who hang out at these hunter lodges and things like that. Sort of edging them on to move further and further in the woods. That way they get an easier source of prey and things like that.
Okay.
You don't recognize any of the names. Just to mention that these guys they've maybe been here. Some may have come before you disappeared, but no name really sticks out to you. They just
Okay.
sort of you just sort of understand generally which positions that they've infiltrated so far, and even a few plans. You catch a few notes on plans where they're trying to get people infiltrated in, mainly like the magistrate's office.
Okay. All right,
Is
I
teenage
divulged that.
kid? Is teenage Tabitha is she from Leafside?
Yes.
Or okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just
She's
take her
from
there.
Leafside. I have her last name written down. One second.
Okada's been away. He's originally from here, but he was away on wars, and he heard about some trouble back home, so he decided to meander on back.
And look what good it did.
Oh, Harper, Tabitha Harper. That's the teenage girl.
Yes.
So I divulged all the information I find in the books to the rest of the party, and we're good to move on. I just wanted to make sure we did that before we got back to town.
Do-
Like, oh wait.
Before we leave, do we want to take the book and maybe some more proof we actually dealt with the problem?
You mean like?
Oh, like we could take the head of that giant, or one of the heads of the.
Are we taking heads now?
Yeah.
Heck yeah!
I'm sure
fantastic.
Rack is. Yeah, I'm sure he's all over that.
I'm just gonna.
Let's take a few just for a.
I'm just gonna go ahead and chop off all 6 heads and just go ahead and tie him around his waist.
Rogar already
Like
did
a
that.
fucking predator.
Rogar beheaded all
Oh
6
yeah,
of the
all
heads.
the 6
Did he?
heads are
how
already
he
chopped
killed it.
off.
Oh yeah, yeah, there we go. Easy,
Yep.
easy peasy.
Just pick up.
All right. I say we head back.
It's fashionable, kids.
I think it's time.
Ready to go home, Tabitha?
She's visibly excited. She maybe you see a glimmer of hope in her eyes. Maybe she is actually going to get out of this, and it looks like y'all do manage to make it out of the temple. You cleared quite a path. You remember most of your traps and don't step on anything, and you make it into. What time? You spent the night there. This is morning, right? Probably early afternoon,
That's what
because
we thought was
you
nighttime.
woke up. Yeah, about what you thought was morning. It's probably your internal clocks were relatively correct. It's probably about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. This time, by the time you actually managed to make it out of the temple, and you get fresh air for the first time in what feels like days, but really was only a day or two. And yes, you're at the entrance of this temple. Path leading before you into the woods. That right now they still look dead, but who knows? Maybe one day, when the poison lifts, these trees will grow back.
Okada, once we take a stop, Okada just takes time to lay down in the grass and just enjoy it.
I'm going to steam your clothes.
Hmm?
You're going to steam your clothes.
Why does that guy care about clothing?
Yeah, it's very obvious he doesn't.
Maybe he doesn't wear it because he doesn't want to stain it.
Possible.
Yeah, he cares more than all of us.
You know how difficult it is to attract a mate when you are covering what you own?
And
Look
now
at
the
all of you.
mystery of
I don't see
Arrakis
any of you
solved.
with a mate.
We did it. Rangers, do you guys know the way home? Because I'm pretty lost.
Yep.
Yep. We can get home.
All right. Yep.
Okay. Just to sort of reference where y'all are in the Frolos Force. You're probably made it about here, right under the F, right at the edge of that sword river, right at the edge of that river. You're probably with steady pace. What is that, like 4 or 5 days travel? Just gonna follow the river's edge. That's what you want to do?
Yeah, we said it was about a week from Leafside to
Yeah.
the temple.
So you're just gonna travel back. You're not gonna stop or anything. Gonna head back to the town. You make it there unscathed. Takes you a couple days to get there. Nice little path, and you end up in Leafside. Well, and you come in from the northwest, sort of off map. There's a bridge there thing. And you nice. You make it in. You probably make it in early morning. You got a head start on the day, and you approach the magistrate's office. I assume that's where you want to go, or do you want to go
Yeah.
somewhere else before?
I want to go to the magistrate's office.
Yeah, let's go see that guy. It's been a while.
Let's go drop
Yeah.
one of those heads on that
How
assistant's
does
table.
how does this work? Like, is a rat coming in with y'all? Is Kaylin wasn't with y'all
in
to
this
begin
case, Iraq is going to march straight in with everyone else.
Oh God.
Because of course he is.
He's
Okay.
got a bunch of giant snake heads. He's confident
Yes.
here. He's got a word or
Okay.
two for this magistrate too, as well.
Very
So
naked man.
Uh-oh.
Hey, big guy,
Strong
can I ride on your shoulders? Is that cool? Is that something I can do?
I don't see why not.
Hell yeah. I'm up there
I
now.
did not expect that.
If you
answer.
shit on my shoulder, though, I'm breaking your neck.
Don't worry, I have an excellent constitution.
Way better than the bird.
Constipation? What?
No, constitution.
Shadow, what were you saying about Kaylin?
Okay, Kaylin, are you going into the town with? Because you weren't in the town before. You going in with them?
Yeah, I went back in there with them when they
Oh,
went back. But yeah,
yeah, you're
after
right, after the granary.
meal.
I
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
spent
okay, I
like
remember. And
I
Leah.
probably spent like a week or so before like performing
Okay.
and stuff in the town. So
Okay.
I just
And
flipped
I
my
have
hood
never
up
been
really
there.
far.
I'm going to follow
Yeah,
them in.
and Rain hasn't been there. Okay. So you approach the magistrate's office. It's a pretty nice area. It's better than the buildings around it. This guy likes to live up to his position. And you approach, and a guard immediately stops you and goes, "Halt! What is your purpose here?" And he looks. He puts his hand on his sword, and is really looking at like Iraq, and is nervous what he's
Really?
about to
A sword? One
Shut up.
sword.
You want to do that, buddy?
Is that the move?
Okada steps
Yeah.
up and puts his hand on the soldier's wrist. There is no need for that. I am Okada Satoru. I am with these people. We just came back from dealing with the temple and the problem with the food. We just need to see the magistrate, please.
We bring gifts,
Roll-
by the way.
Roll a persuasion check.
He doesn't recognize me at all. My dad is pretty famous. Just saying.
Jesus.
That is kind of a big deal. Let's see.
It's in my backstory, though. I'll roll one, though. I don't care.
it's in my backstory that I have
Well, let's
a
see if
million
he
gold.
recognizes it. See if, I'll see if he recognizes you. 'Cause you
Oh!
don't look. All right, your persuasion doesn't work, but let's see if he recognizes you. One sec.
I kind of move my scraggly hair and beard out of the way.
You have been going to war a long time.
Yeah, you've been gone at war, and you look a mess because you spent months in that temple. You probably look a little bit better. You've been out in the open air for it's been a week now. You got a little more food. I'm assuming everybody shared food, and the hunters or the rangers managed to catch. Y'all didn't go off of just Brigham's rations, and you look a little bit better, but you still don't look yourself. Let's see. Okay. His eyes, you see recognition in his eyes, and then he looks at you quickly and goes, "Okada?
Yes.
Is it really you?"
I was captured, but these fine folk freed me.
He looks around at the your ragtag party of people, and he goes, "These people helped you?"
And dealt with the problem.
From all the way up top. What the hell what do these people mean?
he looks a little bit frightened. You definitely tower over him. So you're sitting on his shoulders. Iraq's like 11 foot. You're like another 3 foot. So, 16 feet off the ground. He looks a little frightened. I meant no offense by it. It just caught me by surprise. Is all.
Yeah, he has a tendency to do that.
He goes, one moment, and he says he's gonna go fetch the magistrate, and we'll get the situation handled. Unfortunately, Iraq would have to get on hands and knees to get into the courtyard because it's only like a 5-6 foot entrance.
That's out of the walls.
Before he runs off,
Oh, you could definitely step over the wall into the courtyard.
before he runs off, I grab him just real quick. I say, hey, you might want to get some more guards too. We
Are
need
there
to.
spikes on the tops of the wall?
No. This is not. It's not a fortress town. Like this is just a fancy house. It's got a courtyard with a building with his home attached with a few offices. You can tell he lives here, but he also works out of it.
I ask him to bring some more guards, along with the woman Tabitha.
Okay. He says, all right, one moment, please. I'll go fetch the head guard.
Does anyone
his
else have
name-
a problem with that? No.
No.
Okay.
Make sure I have the head guard's name.
I just want to make sure I'm not like pushing in the wrong direction here. I want her arrested. I'm sure y'all do too.
You want
Sam-
Tabitha?
Old
this
Tabitha.
Yeah, you
The-
want?
The spy.
Yeah. Well, it's her assistant. Remember?
thing? Yeah.
We got two Tabithas right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was confused.
Lil T
filthy
and Tabitha.
That was out of character, by the way.
So the guy is gonna go get the head guard, and he'll grab some more guards for you. But he's gonna go get the magistrate first before running off. It'll be a few minutes before he gets there. So the magistrate comes out, and he looks surprised first off because he doesn't recognize half of you. One, two. Well, I mean, he'll probably recognize Okada, even though it's been a while. But doesn't recognize Lee, doesn't recognize Miranda, doesn't recognize Iraq, obviously, and doesn't recognize. Yeah. And he goes, gentlemen and ladies, and looking at you. Doesn't finish that. Well, what can I help you with? What can I do for you?
These
We
fine
finished what you asked.
and these fine people rescue me. They deserve a reward.
Also, stay out of my fucking woods.
He takes a step back, surprised. Your woods.
My fucking woods. You're always in my fucking woods, cutting down my fucking trees. You know how annoying it is to constantly deal with that shit?
We meant no offense by it. We just.
Oh, it's great to
never
know. You
seen-
didn't mean any fucking offense. Nobody ever means any fucking offense.
We've just never seen you before. Like, what? How? What? Who are you?
Fuck's matter who I am. Stay out of my woods. Here's your fucking snakeheads. We fixed the problem. Rock's gonna throw the snakeheads down. It's 6! For all the 600 fucking trees you've cut down. You want some? Go get some from the forest of the south.
He looks surprised. I'm not even gonna make you roll an intimidation check. You just tower over him so bad, and you just basically you almost knock him over as one of the snakeheads rolls on the ground and hits him in his like shins. He looks surprised and he goes, and he starts stammering, and he goes, of course, no more to the north. You definitely scared him to start trying to push to the south, even though a lot of his farmland is to the south. He's like he thinks he realizes he'll figure that shit out later. He's not gonna try and do anything with that.
Good.
So that's correct. And Okada, you're asking him for the a reward.
Reward the party for rescuing me.
Yeah. He goes, I was going to reward some of this party. I have a previous agreement on, and he has Rogar and Brigham, notably. We had agreed on a price already. Are you asking for more?
I'm asking that they be rewarded with something for rescuing me when they didn't have to. And taking me in and trusting me.
Alright, roll a persuasion check.
Oh!
Alright. He sees the truth in your words. He gives it some thought, knows who your father is, and realizes, yeah, he probably should do something. He nods and goes, very well. And he says, oh no modifiers, and you still rolled a 19. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How does 500 gold sound?
That sounds reasonable.
Well, his dad's a pretty big deal. I think you can do a little bit better than that.
Yeah, also, a bunch of us died, so maybe cough some up.
Yeah, I heard Okada's dad owns a carriage dealership.
And make a donation to the church while you're at it.
Alright, who has the highest charisma?
Oh,
And
that
who
would
wants to
be
roll
me.
with advantage.
That's
Alright.
Cool.
Alright. No, Leah, you
What
can
am I rolling?
roll a persuasion check with advantage. Everybody made good arguments to do it.
Go!
Okay.
God.
Okay. You have plus
I have
9? Holy
Yeah, I'm an expert at persuasion.
damn, that's cool. Okay,
He's talking from now on.
she is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely managed to convince him, and he goes, okay, I can do 800 gold and a horse and carriage. Not a nice carriage, but I can do a carriage.
And a delivery to the church that the paladin belonged to.
Okay, and a donation to the church,
Thank you.
but in my name, thinking he's gonna tax the
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
And magistrate, I request my original contract be rewarded to this party since I failed.
I was grouping you in with this party. This whole situation is unusual, to say the least.
Also, your assistant is unusual to say the least.
It's 800 combined. 800. I'm not giving you all gold.
Bruh.
I'm rich.
Your
I gotta-
your assistant is also unusual to say the least.
My
Think-
assistant. What do you
It's
mean?
combined.
Your town guard are on the way.
And no sooner than you speak that, than Samson, flanked by two guards. Samson's probably in the nicer armor. It's not plate. It's just chainmail. He looks like just a normal town guard. With two others. Shows up, and he with the other man who went to get him. And he goes, "What seems to be the problem? We were told we were needed at the magistrate's immediately."
I pull out the little notebook and I show him the names of all the spies in town. These following people should probably be arrested for the conspiracy to rob the town of food and starve these innocent people.
He looks at the notebook. He gives it a few quick glances, and then he nods at Samson. He goes, "Captain," and he tosses the book at him. Just make sure this is handled right away. And immediately Samson takes the book, salutes, and he goes off first to get more men and to sort of deal with the situation.
Thank you, Magistrate. If anyone has no objections, I would like to take leave to see my father for a short while.
Is the magistrate still here?
Yeah. You're standing in front of the magistrate right now.
Magistrate, does your city have an artificer?
An artificer.
Yes. Someone who specializes in making magical items.
We do have something of the sort.
Can you point me in the direction?
He points towards the, he says on the southwest part of town there's a tower of sorts. The people there are, different. They do practice the arcane arts. We sort of just let them be. And he sort of marks. Actually, none of y'all have a map. He sort of just tells you the general area of where the mage's tower is.
Is it visible over the tops of the buildings?
It's actually probably not. The ground sort of slopes down towards the. Well, it's probably level with the town.
Okay, he said
It's out on the
southwest,
outskirts.
so
Yeah,
I'll just
southwest.
nod.
You definitely be able
Nod.
to find it. It's on the shoreline.
Yeah, I can see it on the map, but
Yeah.
yeah.
As a person, yeah, you'd be able to.
Okay.
Yeah. What did everybody else want to do?
I nod my thanks.
Okay.
I want to try and figure out where to take little Tabitha.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with her.
You're gonna. So how do you want to go about this?
Well, I'm gonna ask Tabitha first of all if she remembers anything that would help us find like a family if she has one, or where else would be good for her to go.
Second.
Before Okada heads off, are we all trying to meet back here somewhere for a reward? Do we all need to meet up somewhere to get our reward?
I can tell the magistrate to leave it at the pub.
What?
Or somebody a
Seems
little bit more
legit.
trustworthy.
Give it
About-
to Iraq.
Yeah.
I can hold the money.
I can go right.
I'm totally
We're
trustworthy.
out of this fucking place now. We're out of the.
Right now you're standing in front of him. Iraq's probably getting a little impatient since he doesn't like being in.
Our act is impatient,
four-man
and
force.
it's about time. So Aract is going to quickly reach into his satchel pack, one of the sacks he's got tied around him, and he's going to pull out two things. One of them is a pound of raw silver, and one of them is the ring that he found on that corpse in the pyramid. And he's going to throw them both at Brigham, more specifically at his head.
What?
Hey, you. You're the least annoying of the bunch. You did help me. So we have these.
Hey, thanks, big guy.
No problem.
You almost get knocked over
Little
by
bit nice.
a lump of silver. What is it? What is exactly a pound of silver?
It's a pound of raw silver.
Pound of raw silver.
Next time,
Strength saving throw.
next time you can just hand it to me, but I appreciate it.
It won't be next time.
Oh well,
I'm
this
leaving.
is fun.
It was good while it lasted. As good as it can be. Surrounded by a bunch of annoying little creatures. But you're some of the least annoying I've dealt with. Now, if you'll
Aw.
excuse me, I have trees to tend to and something to go fuck. Anyways,
And on that, he just gracefully steps over the wall and retreats back into what is now definitively his forest. It doesn't look like the magistrate is gonna want to venture out past that way. If he can tell his hunters not to go that way. We'll see if we'll see if it lasts for them. But Iraq is comforted in the fact that he now has the entire north. It's actually called Frolos Forest, basically. The entire Frolos Forest is his, which is a few thousand square kilometers. So, he's happy.
How does
Hear
the
that,
lag feel
Smitty?
about that?
Oh yeah, Alag is probably gonna argue or try and argue with Arak as he tries to run away. He was talking about his forest and my forest, and they're gonna go bickering off. And that's what Alag is gonna be doing. He's gonna follow Arak for a little bit before turning back. And go bicker with him. And so Leah and Kaylin wanted to go find Tabitha Harper's parents. What is
Yeah, family
Mar-
if she has some, or
Okay.
wherever she could go if she does.
find an you could probably find an area that sort of helps with that. What does everybody else want to do?
I'm gonna go find Margaret the blacksmith.
I'm heading for the artificers area.
I put what I want in roll 20. Okada's not going to stay gone very long. He will.
Where's this pub? Asking in character before we leave.
Leah would most likely know the best pub in town since she spent
The one-
a week here performing. Y'all stayed at the
that we were
Boars.
gonna meet at.
Yeah,
We were gonna
it
mention
is
meeting
called
back at a pub.
It was the Ale Bear.
Ale Bear,
Yeah.
run by a Beverly Dukakis.
What's her last name?
Dukakis. I didn't realize that.
Dukakis? How do you spell that?
Dukakis.
That's beautiful. I'm putting a little heart next to her name.
Okay.
So how much is all of our shares of the money?
So each of you got about 100 gold apiece, and you
Woo!
got a decent
Oh.
amount of. I mean, the horse is the standard horse,
Iraq
and
just
the.
left.
Oh, that's true. Iraq.
Well, showed no love for money so far, so where's he
Yeah.
getting it now?
So I guess you split that 7 ways, and
And complicate things.
and Brigham has a pound of silver, all to himself,
So and a
um,
weird ring.
and a ring.
the ring.
Yes.
Yeah, in fact, I want to go. Yeah, I want to accompany Miranda over to the Magic District. I want to see what the ring is about.
Okay. So that's everybody. We'll go from the least amount of people to the most. So we'll do Okada first. So you're gonna go up in here and you're just gonna go see your father. That's what you wanted.
Yep, just let his family know that he's alive and well. Just visit with them briefly, assure them that everything's fine. We've dealt with that problem, blah blah blah. And as soon as he can, I mean, I guess I'll eat dinner with him or whatever, and just say, hey, I have to go. I have obligation. I have a debt to repay to a group of people for saving my life.
They're happy to see you. They're sad that you're gonna go, but they understand that that's your that's sort of been your lifestyle since you went off to war, and you've always been the sort of you don't want to stay home kind of person. So they're sad to see you go, but they do understand. And
My honor that I need to uphold. I made
yeah.
a promise that I was in their debt, so I'm gonna do that.
Alright. And then we can go with Leah and Kaylin. Rogar, what are you doing? You didn't say what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm going to the blacksmith.
Okay, you're gonna go to blacksmith. Okay, then we'll do you next. Which is the
Alright.
other one. What do you plan on doing with the blacksmith? Blacksmith, you walk in and it's a nice blacksmith. It's not gigantic, but it's got enough for 2 anvils at least. It's a decent sized blacksmith. And you
I got
walk
my
in.
shield here, so I'm
Yeah,
familiar.
the grooved arms. You met Margaret Iron,
Yeah.
Margaret Little Iron, and all that. Okay.
I just
And
want
what do you plan on doing here?
to commend her on her craftsmanship. The shield worked out very well, and I also want her to take a look at the sword and see if she can tell me, where it's from. Maybe, what?
Sort of give you some
Who made
information
it?
on it.
Yeah.
Okay. She looks at it. She says, "This is a very fine make. If I were to just judge where this sword was made, this is no standard sword made here. This was probably made in the either the Dwarven Forges in the Climeric Mountains, or even Ornrix. Those two have forges that can make iron or steel this fine.
Alright, cool.
Okay. Then we'll go to Leah and Kaylin. You're gonna go try and find. So how do you want to go about this? You want to go try and find an orphanage, or you're gonna ask her what she remembers?
Yeah, like asking her if she remembers, like if she has
She-
family in the town or.
She says I was taken when I was young. I don't remember faces much, but I do. I'm trying to figure out. I do remember my family owned a store, but I don't remember what we what we sold. I just remember lots of people coming and going all the time. I guess she would really know what a word store was. The equivalent, yes. She'd probably say something along those lines.
A store. Kaylin, do you have any ideas? Because I will go through every store that I have to until we find this girl's family, if that's what's necessary.
Well, let's start in the market.
So we shall.
So you're gonna go start going basically room to room or store to store looking for her. Well, while you do that, we'll go to Brigham, Miranda.
Okay.
Yeah, Miranda. You go to this tower. It's not like it's just a tower. It's not like it doesn't look inherently magical when you look at it. When you get closer, Miranda probably feels some of the energy, just sort of senses it. Brigham probably wouldn't notice the arcane energy as he walks up, and you get to the door and you walk in, and it's a dark room. It's not a very well lit room. If the light is more of a bluish tint, maybe not from a standard fire.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody who's in there is well covered. It's not a it's not a like a regular store, you know, where people are coming and going all the time. It's a darker store, specialty kind of area. And you walk into you walk through some dark shelves to the back of the store where the counter is, and there's it's a clerk behind the counter with long flowing robes who's sitting on a high chair, like a bar stool, and and he's leaned over the counter looking at something while
Okay.
a very tall individual. He's staring over the counter reading something as a very tall individual who's completely wrapped in armor. He's completely encased in armor. Smells really strongly of roses and nice spices. It's like somebody who takes care of themselves, is what you get the sense of. Is at the counter asking this man some questions. And yeah, the bartender, or not, sorry, not the bartender, the clerk. He goes, I'm sorry, I have no idea what this means. I can barely make sense of it. And the man is gonna take his notebook or his letter bag. Not forcibly. He's taking care of it, but rather annoyed that he wasn't of any help, and he's just gonna step back from the counter and sort of let you by. Just clearly annoyed that he wasn't able to be of any use.
Okay, just nod my thanks to him passingly and step up to the counter. Excuse
Okay.
me.
Okay,
You happen to have a magical artificer amongst your number?
And he sort of strokes his beard.
Specifically,
Thank
I'm
you.
looking for someone with the skills to craft a bag of holding.
Bag of holding. That
Yes.
is not easy magic. A bag of holding, lots of things can go wrong.
I understand. I come to ask if there's someone here that does that.
And he sort of thinks. I'm not sure actually. It's a pretty big town. It's not a gigantic city. Roll a no. He thinks for a little bit. He goes, I may be able to find somebody, but none come to mind right now. That is not easy magic. It will take some time, but I think I can find somebody you need.
Okay. Time, like minutes or months?
Not months, days. Really, like a day,
Days to
2
find
days.
a person or days to craft the bag?
To find a person. I have no idea how to craft a bag of holding, so I'd have to look up something like that. Yeah.
Alright. That's all I needed to know. If you are going to do that, I can put some money toward it now if you think you can do it. If you think you cannot, then I will bid you good day.
Oh no. There is. I can maybe do something. But it will take some days to find.
What about cost?
It depends really on the size and the limits of the contents you want to put in there. But it is not cheap. It's actually not cheap at all. Holy shit.
Alright, out of character, where would I even find the info on that?
I just googled it.
Dungeon Master's Guide, page 135. Unless you decide your campaign works otherwise, most magic items are so rare that they aren't available for purchase.
Wow.
You need to find someone who's really fucking powerful to make this.
Yeah, because it's a bag of holding. That's pretty intense.
That's a big fucking deal.
Yeah.
It's actually not that spendy. Like, looking at it, it's an uncommon item, so it's like
Yeah, like
100 to
you can find
500.
Oh, the prices I'm looking at is like 2,500 for the smallest one.
Depends on what you're going for.
Yeah.
Well, the smallest one is probably fine. What's the smallest one? Like,
It's 15 pounds, and you can put up to 250 pounds worth of stuff. And then
since I have no
30
strength,
cubic
that's
feet.
probably acceptable.
Yeah, and it goes all the way up to 10,000. I think we can. I think we can talk about it. The guy
Okay.
can either get back to you and do it, but I think that's an out of thing
Sounds good.
about making a thing.
Then I
He
will-
may, if anything, he can find somebody who has one who may be willing to give it up willingly or unwillingly, or an area he's maybe heard of where there's one. He will get back to you with information, but it won't be today about it.
Sounds good. I'll return at some point. Not saying in character, I'll return at some point to find out if you managed to acquire one or have it crafted. That's all I needed. I'm gonna head back toward the tavern unless you bring with me.
So as you're you're turning to go, you notice in the corner of your eye this person who stepped aside to let you in has been staring at you, just you, Miranda, this entire time. And as soon as you turn to go, he sort of steps in front of you, blocking your path towards the door.
I stop and step back a step.
And he just thrusts his letter at you. Doesn't say anything. He just thrusts it at you, sort of.
Is what now?
What?
He thrust his letter
I know.
at you,
envelope.
sort of, yeah.
Just like a piece
I
of
think,
paper.
yeah, it's a piece of paper at this point. It's probably
Is that what
unfolded.
the kids are calling it nowadays?
What?
I was literally
Without
about to
reading-
say exactly that.
Without reaching for it, I ask, "What is this?"
He doesn't say anything. He sort of just gives the paper a shake.
Too often I've had magical items encased in this way. What is this?
It's a piece of scrap paper, from what you can tell, and it smells heavily of earth, like it was
Okay. Can I
Yeah.
Can I sense any magic about it?
roll, and it's not insight. It's
an
you're trying to
Arcana check.
yeah, an Arcana check.
Any kind of magic about this?
Sorry. Where does?
Specifically magic traps of sorts.
No,
Something that will
it
harm
doesn't
me.
seem trapped. It's just a regular piece of paper. There's a
Okay.
faint fey magic you get from it. Very, very faint, but it's not dangerous.
I'm gonna tentatively reach out and grab it, but I'm not gonna open it. I'm just gonna stare at him and pull it toward me.
Okay.
I have it now. You can go.
So you want to read it? 1 second. Yes.
Well, I will read it, but I'm not reading it in front of him.
He shakes his head. He's not gonna go.
Is he gonna let
And-
me
and
leave, or is he still standing in front of the door?
He's expecting you to stand there and read it. Is really what he's getting at. He
Okay.
doesn't let his hand down immediately
Brigham.
after he gives you the letter.
Brigham, will you watch him while I read this?
I'm already watching him.
Yeah, to
Alright, I'm
sort
gonna
of
step back behind
get you to
Brigham
read.
and read it.
Okay. And the letter's addressed to somebody named Brooke. From what you can understand, you understand parts of it, and it's written on a small piece of scrap paper that smells of the forest and flowers, sort of like a mixture. And can you read Sylvan?
I actually can.
You can or cannot?
Can. Confirmed.
Can. Okay, yeah. So you can read this. So just read. It's a sincere love letter written by a pixie, and Brooke doesn't seem to understand the non-common bits, the Sylvan language of it. And he's sort of trying to get you to translate for him.
Does he ask me to translate it? Because I'm
He
reading
doesn't
it very
say-
confused. Is this
he
a love
doesn't
letter
s-
for me?
What?
As you say that, he goes, "Is this a love letter for me?" He
No,
he can
you
probably-
an idiot. Read it. What does it say?
I knew it. Alright, I will read it out as best I can, translate it to common for him.
Okay. So you translate it out loud. You read it out loud to him, and yeah. Do you? I guess
Yeah.
does
Letter read.
does Brooke want it back, or
The man, who yes, his name is Brooke, reaches out and takes the letter, looks at it for a minute, shakes his head, stows it away, and then pulls out a small bag of gold coins, specifically 5 of them, and holds it out to Miranda.
Once again, I tentatively reach out for it.
I appreciate it. wondering what that letter said for about a year now.
I'm glad I could help. Is there more you need?
Not particularly. Although I don't recall seeing an elf in town.
I'm new here.
Most people seem to be nowadays. How did you get about here?
I was tracking my brother, and I happened upon a group of adventurers he was with.
Hello.
Yes, this is one. They're scattered
boy.
about the town right now.
Oh yeah?
And I
What'd you
ended up
bag?
following them back here.
Assuming they had you dealing with the food shortages.
That's what I gather. I did not know of the plight before I ended up with the party.
It's usually how it works out. Been doing this long enough. So what are your plans now? No.
Adventuring?
Well, venturing, mercenary work, private military work.
This is the first time I've ventured forth from my homeland.
Oh yeah, where's that?
Not what I expected. The forests to the south, the high elven home forests.
Ah, elf. Should have figured. After a while, you pointy ears all look the same.
I'm not gonna answer that.
I'd say it's happening like right in front of you. Or behind you, assuming you're at the counter.
Well, I intend to continue with this party if they'll have me. It wasn't what I expected, but I think it's where I belong right now.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Your group. Got any archers?
Sorry, who are you again?
Oh, right. Should have introduced myself.
Yeah.
I'm Brooke.
I've gathered that much
Oh,
via
good.
the letter.
Then we're off to a good start.
You seem to have a lot of questions.
Well, more questions I get, more answers I get. Less questions at that point.
May we ask you questions?
Oh, sure, go for it. I can
Will you answer
hide
them.
to the best of my ability.
Alright, Brigham, what do you want to know about him? I don't much care either way.
You sound like you know your way around adventuring a little bit.
Been doing it for about 30 years.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like you asked, I mean, mercenary work? Were you a warrior?
Crossbowman. Duke's Army. A couple of years, and then the curse hit. Doing this ever since.
Curse.
Oh, yeah. What, you can't smell?
I smell stinky enough, I think. Kind of blocks everything else out.
Please. Come here. Gonna go ahead and get a little bit closer and reach over. Bring Brigham's face down a little bit closer to him. Underneath the very strong smell of herbs and roses and all that is a smell of disease. Smell that? It's about 30 years of curse.
What happened to you?
You just catch a mouthful, like it's one of those smells almost so bad that taste it almost. You got so close. You manage your gag reflex a little bit. The herbs and spices seem to be doing enough to keep the smell relatively contained.
Happened to me. That's a good question. Piss off the wrong people, probably. Next
You
thing I
don't
know.
know.
Oh, I've got an idea. I've been hunting down cultists for quite a while. God by the name of Callan Shook. Old god. Very old god. Apparently his people didn't like me much. Must have done something during the campaigns.
And no one's
Flesh has
been able
been-
to help you.
No. Used to go to priests, clerics. Anytime they try and help, get worse. It's a divine curse, you see. Divine energy just makes it worse. Used to be just my neck. Skin would fester and boil. Perfectly healthy, I might mind. But nasty smell that hurts like something fierce. Now it's covered most of my face. And some other extremities I don't want to mention.
By not mentioning them, you mentioned them.
Well, you know.
I know.
You know.
So what's the end goal? You just gonna kill all these
Murder.
people?
Oh, probably that. We can find a curse, that's fine, but I don't think I'm going to find one. Best I found is a hag's remedy. Discovered it about 10 years ago. Wandered through the swamps.
Well, you're a cleric, Brigham. Do you know?
Whoa.
He was
He's
very
gonna take
clear.
about 10 steps away from Brigham.
Ooh,
I don't do clerics. None
Yeah,
of that
he
healing
was.
shit.
a little surprised at that.
I mean, he did just say that every time someone tries to cure him, he gets worse. So
Well, not to mention the fact that he just like grabbed your head and shoved it in his chest.
Take one thing straight here if I stay with you, and I'm gonna stay with you, because at this point, I got nothing else going on, and you sound like you're having a grand old time. I'm willing to bet old magistrate paid you well for what you did. Alright? I'm right. You need to tell me I'm right. We both want things. You want money. I want money. Money helps me buy you arrows. Arrows get put in cultist bag. We all have a grand old time. But one thing I gotta put straight here. You don't heal me. You got potions, you can use those. That's great. It's fine. All I want is cow tears, hag hairs, and goblin ears. And money.
Goblins.
no healing.
Nope. Not a single bit.
Does that mean not even? If
I'll buy my own potions.
Okay. Wow.
I can nod slowly, and I want to reach in my bag and flip him one of the potions of healing I have, and here's something to let's just say it's good faith.
Oh, well, I appreciate it. Didn't mean to strong arm you there, but honestly, I've been stuck here in this town for a little while. Get
Yeah.
out.
Well, we don't really know where we're going after this.
Oh, good. Neither do I.
Maybe we can find a way to hunt down the cursor.
Oh, I got time.
And
Not a major priority right now. Besides, I'm enjoying myself. You just sit in town all day. Now I gotta travel around, kill people I don't know. Some people I do know.
You know any snakes? Because they might be dead.
Oh no, thank God. Can't stand snakes.
Yeah, me either, my friend. Me either.
He also doesn't like anything of a vampiric nature.
No, vampires are easy to deal with. Put
I
one right
know.
to the heart.
They did try to eat me one time, though.
Oh, you'll tell me about that one time.
It wasn't great.
Love to hear this
Allowed him
story.
to Sleep a lot.
Well, why don't I've talked about it enough. Let me finish up here, and we can walk back to the tavern.
Oh, sounds good. I got a room there already. I'll go on ahead.
All right.
And
Okay.
Brick is gonna leave.
I'm staying with Brigham.
Yeah, I want to walk up to the counter, nod my head, the gentleman behind it.
He was sitting there just watching the whole conversation go down. You weren't far from the counter, just stroking his beard, just watching you. He goes, what can I do for you, son? What can I do for you?
Two things. One, I want to kind of slap the ring on the counter.
Okay.
What can you tell me about this ring?
He glances down with his eyes. He doesn't really tilt his head down. He's still stroking his beard, and he looks at it. And without much thought, he goes, "That just a regular gold ring. I'll give you 2 gold for it."
Regular gold ring.
Yeah, that's what you got there.
What if I don't really believe you?
Roll an insight check. He's lying. You can tell. You don't know. You don't. You don't know by how much he's lying, but you can tell that he's not telling all the truth.
Brigham, I may be able to tell you about that ring.
Oh, that's convenient. So I don't have to pay you for it. So
I didn't know you needed to know about it.
Yeah. I mean, what can you tell me about it? I don't even know what this is.
With it.
That would be a shame if a sale walked out of your door, don't you think? Or you could just tell me, and I could give you a gold piece or two.
He seen that you're playing hardball. He goes, fine. And he goes, that is a what do they call it? It's a ring of tenacity, and basically every long rest you get an extra hit die. You recover an extra hit die.
Huh. That
And
sounds something I would believe. And I do have one more thing.
All right, one sec.
DM's gone. Throw a party.
Now's the time for that awesome Jeopardy music again.
Yeah. I had to change your card 3 times now, Nick.
Hopefully this one won't be changed.
Hopefully. At least his dick is in his pants. And maybe rotting off, but, you know.
We won't talk about that.
It's on the recording. It's already been talked about.
Go. Since I was about to fucking play a whole playlist. I'm done with that shit. Yeah, I posted a sheet up in the channel. I didn't notice.
Yeah, I was reading that. That's pretty cool.
Figure we have way too much fucking melee power, which is currently an issue.
It's hard to get enough people in range.
It's okay. We can stab things from far away.
Google or Miranda, roll a perception check.
Okay. 8.
You don't hear shit.
Fortunate for you.
Yeah, I had an opportunity there.
I'm so worried.
All right, cool. So as Brigham leans in and he has a quick whispered conversation with this man, the man actually has to lean in a little bit to just sort of hear what he's saying, all the while just stroking his rather long beard, not super like Dumbledore long, but it's a respectable beard, very thin and gray. And he nods as he's listening to Brigham's question, and he goes, yes. That's about all you hear. And then the man whispers something to Brigham, then Brigham just leans back, semi-satisfied with what he hears, knowing that he may have something to work with. And then what do you want? Or do we want to go to Leah and Kaylin?
Sure. I'm just waiting here for Brigham to be done.
Okay. If y'all are done, do you want to move from there?
Yeah, is there more stuff I can visit in the time before we go back to the? How do we want to do that? I mean, after, but
Yeah.
Something I'd like to do.
yeah,
Okay.
there's a couple
We're
other places I
going
like that. Okay.
We'll figure out how you find those places after this then. Okay.
Sure.
Leah and Kaylin, how do you want to? What's your next step?
Okay, we're gonna find like a friggin' town square, like someplace that's in the center of the town where we can get a bunch of people's attention and stuff.
Okay. So the way Leafside is set up, it's like three squares, with the middle one being the largest. I'll paint exactly what it is. There's a square here. This is the church area. This is sort of the more market area, the closest to the docks. This is like workers, not so good. This is the main town square here. It's where you want to set up, I guess. It's like the center of everything. This is where the magistrate's office is, and this is sort of the center of the business part of Leafside.
Should we go there or should we go to the shop one? Kaylin, what do you think?
Yeah, and this is more of like a shop area.
I think we should go more to the shop area.
Yeah,
That's
we're
what she
gonna.
remembers.
Yeah, we're gonna set up in the shop area one.
Okay.
And is there something I can like climb up on top of?
There's a public fountain in the center. It's not good. It's one of those. Leafside's one of the areas where the fountain is more for like actual cleaning. It's not decorative. But it's relatively big, and you can definitely stand in the center as people walk around you, like on like a small not stage, but like a step kind of thing.
Yeah, okay. So I'll just like get as high as I can, like standing on whatever, and I'll start shouting, gather round to hear the story of your town's salvation."
As she does that, I pull out my flute and I just start playing like some background music to help draw attention to
Yep.
her.
And I'm gonna cast minor illusion and throw up like some little fireworks and stuff.
All right, roll a performance check.
Oh, this is fun. And I left the game again. It happens when I like when I hold Alt and I do something, and that's why I push the talk button.
You're not supposed to hit F4.
And I don't hit F4. That's not how it works.
And with all the extra things you're doing, you can roll performance advantage. You've got fireworks, you've got flutes, you've got the works. The production quality is off the charts, and it is. You in no time at all, you gather a small crowd that starts to suddenly multiply as like you get 6, you get 12, you get 24. Like it just starts to grow, and in no time you've got a crowd of like 50ish people gathered around you. Sort of ready to listen to this epic tale that you're about to perform.
Alright, and I'll basically like recount the events of our adventure thus far, embellishing my own heroics, obviously. And I'm going to talk a lot about like Tabitha and how she like came from this town, and how we're like searching for her family now to try
Okay.
and get like a reaction from the crowd.
So the story is amazing. The flute is on point the entire time. The fireworks happen at just the right time to sort of accent your hits, and you look like you did everything yourself, and everybody was sort of along for the ride. And you come up to Tabitha. You come to Tabitha's part of the story, and you start telling about who she is, how she was taken long ago. She doesn't remember what her parents like. She was in the area. Some of the people start to talk, and so there may be some recognition, maybe as she was taken as a baby. And maybe some people in the back run off to go get some people. And as you finish your song, and do you ask for tips? How's that gonna work? Are
Oh
you
heck
guys
yes!
okay? And you're standing there. What does your tip jar look like? Is it is it a hat? What are you doing with that?
Sure.
Bag
Like,
out.
yeah. I'll just stick my bag out there and kind of
So
open it up a
you
little
got
bit.
your bag set out there, and as
Yeah.
people throw in tips, you rolled a 24. I'm pretty sure there's a thing for that. I'm gonna look it up. You do earn some tips from about a 50 person sized crowd from your performance, and it was pretty good performance. And right at the end, a couple comes up, and then the mom sort of or the female sort of she gasps as she sees her, as she sees this little girl, and she goes, Tabitha, and then she's like, is it really you? And they sort of have like one of those moments where there's like instant recognition, and Tabitha sort of just runs up to the lady and and hugs her tightly. Um, yeah, and the man comes up and he goes, "Thank you. Um, there's no way there's no way we can repay you for this."
She was a big help to us. There's definitely no need.
He goes, I feel I must do something, but
Kaylin stands up. Make sure she stays happy. That's all the payment we need.
he looks at you, and then with a tight lip smile, knowing that he's already failed once, and he's gonna do it this time, like live up to it. He just gives you a solemn nod, and he's like, very, very well.
And
And
I want to give Tabitha a hug and tell her to go make up for lost time.
she gives you a hug. She definitely liked you the best. You were the one who talked her down through a lot of this. She did not want to go to these upper levels. You convinced her to stay with you. If not, she feels that she would have definitely died there. Like, she felt that she was going to be living her life there, and that there was no hope. And you definitely was able to bring her back to her family, and help her start life anew. We'll see if they end up staying there or moving. Only time will tell with how Tabitha adjusts to life over here.
Kaylin nods to her, tells her thank you for being useful. Don't forget to stay that way.
I love Kaylin.
She um she actually she giggles, and she nods, and yeah, she doesn't have much to say anymore. She's just overwhelmed with feelings of seeing her family again, and she buries her face in her mom's chest.
I will leave them to it.
Yeah, look at Leah. Shall we?
Yeah, I'm gonna go collect my tips.
Let me just figure out. I'm pretty sure there's a roll for it. Is that in the reference guide? Is performances in the reference guide?
Well,
Yes, sightless.
You slipped up.
no. I didn't actually, motherfucker.
Thought
Us
you
into
knew
lifestyles.
everything.
This reference guide says beta. This is a beta.
Not even remotely, motherfucker.
Close
This
beta.
is technically downtime, motherfuckers. So guess what? You can make up to 5 GP a day.
But
Well, that's with crafting,
entertainers can
actually.
earn more, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Because I think like most professions can earn up to support like a whatever modest lifestyle, and then entertainers can earn up to enough to support a wealthy lifestyle.
Ooh.
Yeah, so pretty much.
Not like it's a
make
full
enough.
day's work though, or anything. So
Yeah. Well,
No.
1 day of wealthy lifestyles like 10 gold or something, right?
4 GP.
4 GP? Wow, I
For
was
wealthy.
way off. So
10
in a
GP
single.
is aristocrat.
Like, major stuff.
So
expensive.
yeah, you earned with your one performance 50-50 crowd. It was you rolled a 23. It was really good. Yeah, you earned 4 GP.
I'll split it with
Um,
Kaylin.
It's mixed in. You can round it up. It wasn't like 4 gold pieces in there. It's a mixture of silver and copper that add up to
50 pennies.
Yeah, I'll split it with Kaylin for helping
No
me out.
nails.
Kaylin thanks her and says, I can see why you're the bard.
And at that we'll go back to Okada. We'll go to Okada and then Rogar. Then
Alright. Okada's gonna go to a blacksmith and inquire about getting his glaive masterworked, basically sharpened and retooled.
okay.
Didn't Hammer go to or Rogar go to a blacksmith too?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rogar. It's the same blacksmith, but Okada went to see his family and stuff. So you're probably seeing him in the evening time, right as he's about to wrap up. He goes, I can do something like that. How does masterwork work?
There's no masterwork equivalent 5e.
Oh,
Oh.
there's not?
Oh, sorry.
That's stupid.
I know. I think they figured it was too powerful.
Well,
It's really
plus
fucking-
1 to hit.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, there's no masterwork equivalent.
For money.
We
Big
could probably
money.
figure out. We could probably figure out a
We can
variant rule at some
homebrew
point.
something if you want.
I could look at some decent homebrews if we'd see what makes sense.
Cool.
I'll do that at
Alright.
some point during the week.
Yeah, and it depends on how long you want to stay in Leafside and recover and sort of
Where
get
we
your
want to go
bearings
next.
again.
Before
Yeah,
we
figure out
leave,
where you want to go next and things like that.
Is Brigham done with his little chit chat? Because I'd like to step back up to the counter and ask if they have any kind of goods with magical properties.
Okay. He says, well, let's finish with Okada, make sure he's good. After, so, we can't do the masterwork. We'll find something with the masterwork. Did you want to do anything else?
Join Brigham at the inn and buy him a drink.
Well, yeah. So Brigham, you finished with your conversation and you walked out.
Yeah, I want to make one more stop though.
Okay. So Okada's gonna go to the inn. He'll meet everybody there. Rogar.
I'm gonna
Alright.
go to the inn as well.
Okay, you're gonna go to the inn. Brooke went to check himself into his room. Did you go to the? Are you gonna go to the bar or anything? I assume everybody's going to the bar part of the inn.
Yeah.
Brooke's already there. He's already eating, shoveling food into his helmet, and drinking.
So and
Quite a
then
lot of
Leah
alcohol.
and Kaylin, after your day's performance and everything, you go back to the inn.
I'd like to buy a thing someplace.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Sorry.
Okay,
I
then
thought we were going
we'll
straight
do
there.
we'll do Miranda and then we'll go back.
I can meet you back
Alright.
there if you want.
It's all good. Yeah, I'll go ahead and go back to the inn.
So Miranda asked him, you're asking for any what kind of magical items?
Any kind. Like, I just wanna know
Any
what his
magical item?
inventory is.
He goes, no equipment, but I do have a few scrolls that you could take a look at, and they're the one-time use spells, the spells that are sort of written down.
You cast them off the scroll.
Yeah, you cast them off the scroll. And I have the list. The list is It's a spell of dancing light. One sec. Sorry, I'm making sure the spells. I have the prices for. Right, it's a spell of dancing light, a cloud of daggers, a dancing lights, cloud of daggers, and a sea invisibility. Those are the 3 scrolls he has available.
Okay. Do you have any books on artificing the trade that I could purchase off of you?
Artificing the
Like-
trade.
Like the
Just
kind
sort
of
of learn
trade that
how-
would be that would make magical items. Something that would start to allow me to do that as a profession.
Can you do? Because it's like a class. Can you do that as like a?
Artificer is
like a downtime thing?
Yeah, it's an Unearthed Arcana class.
Really?
So yeah, it's not like fully released yet, but it's.
Well, under
official.
crafting, I don't know. We'll work something out in it later. I'm done here. I'm not
profession.
gonna buy any of those. Yeah, we'll
Okay.
I'll try and look that up later and talk to you.
Okay, yeah. Alright, so Leah wants to go buy something?
Yeah, I want to see if I can find some place to buy a pearl.
A pearl? You can probably find a jeweler in the town. It would be in the market section. The jeweler's name is... Actually do have a jeweler. The jeweler is on a sign. It's called the Northern Bracelet. And it's run by a Rachel Nagel.
Oh, Rachel?
Rachel?
Like the Rachel that Beverly mentioned?
Did she mention?
She mentioned that there was this chick named Rachel who seemed kind of shady and was hanging around Samson. But it might have just been because Rachel was like pursuing Samson and Beverly may have had a thing for him. I paid way too much attention.
That may have in fact been the same Rachel. It's a pretty common name. But do you look in and it's a well kept area. It's definitely a higher class establishment. Doesn't look like it's well trafficked. But there's some nice jewelry on display, some very nice glass cabinets and things like that. And yeah, you walk in and she's sort of looking at some stones through one of those not microscopes, the magnifying glass that you put on your eye that you see to look at jewels with. She's one of those. She's looking at it as you walk up.
Hello there.
She looks up from her work. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you walk in. What can I do for you?
I am looking to buy myself just a little gem, a little pearl.
A pearl. Pearl, you say? And she looks excited. I don't get many requests for pearls. Most of the people around here just go down and get them themselves because they live by water and things like that.
Well, I want a nice one, and I trust you to give me the nicest one that we can get.
Oh, she looks pleased with the compliment. And she goes, okay, I may have something for you. And then she pulls up some one of those like cushioned boxes with pearls in it. And she goes, which one would you like? and they're all pretty similar. What are you looking for the pearl for, if I may ask?
Oh, I just dabble in a bit of magic here and there, and it happens to require a pearl, which I would, of course, treasure very much. I do appreciate a fine gem.
Huh? Magic, you don't say. So you're not actually gonna wear my pearls, are you?
Well, I may, because I do like pretty things. And I flip my hair back a little.
Okay. Um.
Multi-purpose. Multi-purpose jewel.
Okay. And she looks at you, and let me see. How much does a pearl cost?
So I need to find one worth 100 GP.
Let's see. She lives in a town. She lives by water and things like that. You could probably find a pearl worth 100 GP in this box of pearls. There's probably 10 to 20 different pearls there, and you could probably find one big enough that would be about 100 gold.
And I'm definitely gonna try and get that price lowered.
She looks at you and she's like, so that'll be 100 gold. And yeah.
Well, you see, I actually just kind of saved the town from your grain issue you've been having, and have earned some favor with the magistrate. And I believe he said that he could get me a discount at some of the shops around here, including your fine establishment, of course. He said you would treat us very well.
Roll a deception check.
My God.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
She says, he actually, now that I think of it, he might have mentioned something. I mean, I talk to him so often. She also sort of exaggerated as far as you can tell. She doesn't get to see the magistrate often, but she acts like she's good friends with him. Yeah, no, definitely. Next time I see him, I'll remind him about you.
Lovely.
And she goes, I can go ahead and give it. How about 60? I can do 60.
Of course, that sounds like a very fair price.
Okay. And she takes your 60 gold and she hands you your pearl. It's a pretty decent sized pearl. I mean, it's 100 gold pieces, so it looks worth the money.
Well, thank you very much for your time and for your wonderful service. Should I need any more in the future, which I'm sure that I will, this is where I will come first.
Oh, she looks flattered. No problem at all, dear. Just if you need anything at all, I am here 7 days a week. And she waves as you walk out the store satisfied with your purchase.
Oh, I'm so satisfied. And I'll go back to the tavern.
Okay. So we meet up in the tavern, and do y'all want to sort of wrap it up here and figure out where?
I got one more thing to do.
After this? Okay. Yeah, we'll do Brigham.
I just want to go to, I guess, a blacksmith.
Back same blacksmith as them.
Yeah.
Okay. See, the blacksmith, she looks actually really excited. This is a lot of business for her from new people, and all in the same day, all at different times. So she's pleased to have at least some kind of work coming in. What's her name?
Shopkeeper. Can I call you shopkeeper, or do you?
Margaret, young man.
I apologize, Margaret.
What do you want? A little displeased to be being called shopkeep, but yeah. What do you need?
Real quick. So you can't really do much to improve the quality of your armament, right? I don't think in 5e.
No. I thought you were
Okay.
asking her that, and I was about to say she's kind of upset that you said she can't improve
no,
the
no,
quality
no.
of her work.
I mean, like, yeah, I mean, like, you're just limited to what you can, like, what you're proficient in, basically.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
You can find +1 weapons, but you can't make
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Margaret, right? What do you know about carving or welding?
Welding. She thinks that's it's that newish technology. I'd say that's actually, if it's coming around in this world, it's relatively new. She's in a not a tiny village. She's in a town. This technology would probably be getting to her. She'd probably be hearing about it, but she wouldn't have much experience in it. But she would know of it. All right, one sec.
2 in 1 session.
You're a sneaky devil.
I'm still standing there.
You should,
Yeah.
roll to eavesdrop. Roll to eavesdrop.
Cool. So they finished their conversation with the blacksmith. She's pretty happy to get started. And at that, you move back to the inn, I assume.
Yeah.
Okay. And I guess we should can wrap it up here. In-game wise, I'd say, and sort of talk about. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, as I walk in, I find not knowing it was, but see the chair parked next to the bookshelf, and I go sit in it.
Okay. So you get to reading. Everybody else has a pretty good night of drinking and sort of remembering their adventure. And Brooke, do you join them here, or are you?
Brooke comes over eventually and starts. He's already been drinking heavily, and he continues to do so throughout the night, getting far too comfortable and far too talkative with everyone else. He's clearly an individual who likes to overshare.
Clearly.
As
Very,
y'all
very
drink the night
confident.
away. Cool. And yeah, we'll wrap it up here, and in game we'll wrap it up here, and we can just sort of talk about where y'all want to plan on going from here.